Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy and Milo. It's a very special 4 short court clips you probably didn't catch because today is Milo's 11th birthday. That's 77 in human years. Pretty old. But I've saved my favorite and probably Milo's favorite clip for last. It's possession of squirrels. Nuts. Right, Milo? We hope you like it. Court with Krissy and Milo is now in session.
Now calling 23W003445. This is the Township of Ypsilanti versus Latasha Henderson.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Asa Bashir on behalf of Latasha Henderson.
Latasha Henderson, I can see you. You need to unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, state your name for the record, please.
Or Ms. Henderson, say your full name.
Latasha Henderson.
Okay, thank you. So today is the date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. This was a citation for driving while license suspended. I do see that your license is currently valid.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We've got it together. I'm excited.
Okay, well, and no offense, Ms. Henderson, but we need to keep it moving a little bit. So, Attorney Barnett.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is amend to add a count 2 civil infraction, impeding traffic. You can admit to that civil infraction. I'll dismiss the original misdemeanor charge.
Okay, so Ms. Henderson, did you hear that?
I think so.
Okay, so basically the prosecuting attorney is offering to dismiss the misdemeanor count and you'll just have a civil infraction that has 0 points associated with it.
So he's willing to dismiss the civil infraction.
He's willing to dismiss the misdemeanor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you would not have a misdemeanor on your criminal record.
Okay.
You would have a civil infraction that has 0 points associated with it. And it does have fines and costs of $180, but you can have time to pay that.
Okay. Or what's my other option? Is that my only option?
Ms. Henderson, we can also, I can give you a call and we can discuss this offer and we can request to adjourn. I would just make sure to verify. Attorney Barnett, will this offer still stand if we adjourn?
Yes.
All right, great. So Ms. Henderson, can I give you a call this afternoon?
Yes, please.
Okay, just one, I'll just verify your phone number. Does your phone number end, and don't give me a phone number, but can you just say yes or no? Does your phone number end in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. I'll give you a call this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Attorney Barnett, you said that this offer would remain on the table. Does May 27th sound like enough time to have this conversation?
It's good for me, Your Honor.
Okay.
Fine with the township.
Okay. That is my next pretrial date. So we will adjourn this to May 27th. That will be at 9 in the morning over Zoom in front of me. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations on getting your license, because I know this was kind of a hassle for you. So you are free to sign out.
Yes, ma'am. It was a battle, but I thank you for your mercy you've shown me and allowed me the opportunity to even complete the task. And so I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. We will see you back in May.
All right. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, gentlemen, this is a citation issued on March 24th of this year on 58th Street there in Manlius Township. It is a speeding citation on an actual 55 and a 35. However, it was only written as a 1 to 5 over. Mr. Maru, you're here on this 1 to 5 over speeding citation to do one of 3 things. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or 2, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation to court as to how or why this happened. Or 3, you wish to contest this citation. In other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
I believe the second option. Well, let me explain it a little bit, right?
Okay, yep. What is it you wish to tell me?
So technically, yes, I was speeding. Mr. Garcia pulled me over, and I was doing 55 and a 35. I mean, he did a great job. Take nothing away from him. When he pulled me over, he informed me I was doing 55 and a 35. The only reason I'm fighting the ticket is, I mean, I was guilty of it, but I was taking a new route to work through Fenville. I usually take the highway, and I was unaware that I was in a 35. And then when he pulled me over, and we had this little discussion about it. He was very generous, and he says, if you were to slow down just a little bit, I would have let you go. I told him as well. I said, sir, I have no idea where I'm really at, and I was totally unaware I was speeding. So technically, I had no intention of slowing down at all due to I thought I was in a 55, which is why I'm trying and fighting this ticket a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is nowhere does it go 55 to 35. There's always a 45 in between. So you missed 2 different signs, right?
Technically, yes, you are right. As I went through Fenville, turned on to, I think it was to Fenville, outside Fenville, going towards Holland. Yeah, you are correct, sir.
All right. So here's what I will tell you. Like I said, he wrote you the smallest speeding ticket he can write. Most of the time when people come here and they want to talk about tickets, what they're worried about getting is points on their license. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yes, sir.
Is that your concern?
No, I don't want to sound ridiculous on this. So when I was young, I was taught to fight tickets due to the benefit of me as a 50-50 chance that the officer might not show up. And if they do, it also provides them of 2 hours of overtime. So I kind of try to help him out and get me some, try to get me out of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, I don't think that's such a bad idea in terms of, exercising your right to show up, because you're right. There's lots of reasons why an officer might not be here. And if the officer's not here, the ticket goes away. So probably not a bad strategy. But you're all set for what we need to do here in court. The only thing the court does to you on a citation like this is that $100 fines and costs. So you need to call the district court and make arrangements to pay that fines and costs. But other than that, we're all set for what we need to do here today.
Okay, thank you.
Release you.
Okay, Ms. Miller, as well, we do not have an attorney here that can represent you this afternoon. If you would like for me to wait until tomorrow, I'm happy to do that. If you would like for me to hear your case today, you'd have to proceed pro se without the advice of counsel. What would you like for me to do, ma'am?
Proceed.
All right, Ms. Miller, you've been charged in case 25 CR 001956C with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Jackson?
No, there are no prior arrests on file. Your Honor, she appears to meet the criteria for UJR level 1. Nothing in addition.
Thank you. Ms. Dunlap?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident date happened on April 19, 2023. Officers were dispatched to the address regarding a dispute where they were met by the victim, a Miss Zanita Miller, who is the defendant's mother. She stated her 20-year-old daughter at the time and her were in a dispute about a male friend of the mother. During the argument, the defendant went to grab a pair of shoes that belonged to the defendant, and I believe she blocked her and began to strike her with closed fists from behind in the back of the head and back area. After the defendant assaulted her mother, she fled the location on foot. Our office did have a chance to speak to the victim. She is the mother of the defendant. She denies the events in the warrant. She stated that the neighbors called the police because they heard them arguing. The victim stated she never told the police the defendant hit her or that she wanted to press charges. She stated she's still in contact with the defendant and wants to continue contact as she is on Zoom. We can sound for her when appropriate. That's Ms. Zanita Miller. The state is looking for a signature bond through pretrial, deferred to the court regarding the amount. No further violent contact with Zanita Miller. I'll let Ms. Miller speak, but I don't think a stay away is necessary. 1 day anger awareness and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while on bond.
If Ms. Anita Miller is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Miller. If you raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Do you want, this is your daughter? You can place your
It
hand
is.
down. And you had no further problems with her since that April 2023 incident?
I never, it's just an argument, Your Honor. That's all it was. My daughter never struck me. That's one thing my kids will never do is raise their hands at me or hit me. I don't know, as far as her taking shoes, my daughter don't steal. She ain't never been in jail. This right here broke my heart. And when the neighbor called the police, my daughter was still in our home. She was upstairs. So why the police didn't arrest her is what I don't understand. But no, I'm not pressing charges against my daughter. That's crazy. No, we're not doing that.
Okay. Thank you for being here this afternoon, Miss Miller. As such, it's going to be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. No further violent contact with Miss Miller and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Yeah, good luck to you, Miss Miller.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Michael Diskin. Mr. Diskin, if you could unmute, please. *6 or unmute, please, sir.
Oh, got me
Thank you.
now?
Yes, I can
Sorry
hear you.
about that.
No, that's fine. Thank you, sir. So you're here for two matters, case ending in 2757, the hunt wildlife, wild animal violation, and 2758, which is the failure to renew expired registration. So, sir, in this situation, you would be eligible to enter the deferral program in case 2758, the expired registration, if interested. Are you interested in the deferral program?
No, thank you.
All right, I apologize, everyone. I have a lingering cough from a cold. All right, sir, so let's go ahead and go forward. Let's start with case number. Well, let's just start with the driving infraction one, 2758. Sir, do you have current registration?
On that trailer? This is a travel trailer.
Okay, well, you still need a registration for trailers.
Correct. Absolutely, I do. Here's the situation. I was elk hunting, and I was pulled over by a fish and wildlife officer on my way out to come back to town. This is midweek. I'm out there for 10, 12 days. And we jaw jack, he checks my license, blah, blah, blah. And I go about my merry way. I came back. I had to go get my dog. Anyway, I come back and we finish our hunting season. Everything's cool. No problem. I go home. I don't know, 3 weeks, a month later, this fish and wildlife officer shows up at my door. I'm not home and calls me and wants to talk about some squirrels. And I didn't know anything and still don't know anything about squirrels. And he was really upset with me because I didn't have any information. And we ended up hanging up. I thought cordial. And then he talked to the other people in the party and obviously wasn't satisfied. And then now, again, all of this took place in November. And then mid-February, I get in the mail a ticket for possession of squirrels and no tabs on my trailer. Well, I mean, it was an honest mistake. I'm an honest, hardworking guy. I don't violate. I'm completely legal. It was an honest mistake. I forgot the tabs. And my question is, why didn't he inform me then when I was going to town that I needed tabs? Or the second time when he showed up at my house, why didn't he tell me then, I'm going to violate you for not having tabs? So to me, I don't understand. 3 months later, without a conversation, I get a tab violation in the mail when I could have handled it when we were face to face in person.
I can't answer that, sir. My question is, were you hunting ground squirrels?
Absolutely not.
Would you be able to explain why there were dead squirrels on your table without
They were
incriminating
not
yourself?
on my table.
Okay.
This is another thing that upsets me. They were not on my table. They were on a table 15 feet away from my trailer against another trailer. I had my own table up against my trailer. So for him to even remotely, and first off, I didn't even see squirrels. I've never seen a squirrel in my elk camp. Grouse, lots of grouse. And I'm not saying they're not there. I just didn't see them. I didn't shoot anything. I would never shoot a squirrel. I just don't understand why I'm being